Hello, folks. It's your boy D.ALonzo Lang. As you can see, your boy's a little patched up. Life happened. I got into a sword fight accident. I was walking, going to pick up some Relos from the gas station at night. I know it was a terrible idea. Some ninjas jumped me. Niggas pulled out katanas and shuriken. Niggas beat my ass. Fucked up my head. I'm lying. I didn't get jumped by ninjas. That would have been a cooler story, honestly. I wish I had like 1,000 more excuses for what is explaining the fucking fat ass patch on my head. Well, first and foremost, mic check, 1 2 1 2. What's going on, folks? It's your boy D.ALonzo Lang. We back with another episode of Friendly Folks Podcast. It's August 4th and I'm recording this. First things first and foremost, free Britney, nigga. Free Britney Grindr. We gonna say that shit till it's backwards, nigga. Free Britney, man. We not that shit. She just got sentenced to 9 years today. 9 years overseas in Russia, and it's really fucked up, this whole political game that motherfuckers are playing, and that American citizens are suffering from it, and black people at that. Not only black people, but black people with weed-related shit. So, free Britney Grindr, man. We're gonna say this shit till it's backwards. I'm definitely gonna have a dedicated episode coming out soon. And truly, the reason why I haven't had an episode come out in so long is because a nigga been stressed. I dropped my lighter. That's how stressed I am. A nigga has been stressed. This work shit, this corporate shit, this shit is hard, nigga. It's not easy, man. Look, I work in non-profit, so the nature of my job is working with people and communities constantly, and that can be very stressful. Very stressful. Like I said, I've been very stressed. And it's kind of related to how I got this here patch on my head. So let me tell y'all what happened. Because a lot of y'all saw on my Instagram. I posted a pic. I was leaking. That was 2 days ago. Tuesday when this happened. So look, once upon a time, had an internship program, right? Currently still have an internship program. 6-week program. We in week 5 right now. So, it's getting, I don't want to say more stressful because how many times am I going, hey, take a hit every time I use the word stress in this episode. So as we get closer to the end, it's getting a little bit more stressful just because, it's the end of the program. Getting ready to get up out of there. Different projects coming up near the end. You know what I'm saying? So, putting in hard work. Sure. As I put in this hard work on this lovely Tuesday, I realized I'm probably gonna have to stay a little later to finish this hard work. It's okay. Alright, that's fine. It's 5 o'clock. I usually leave at 5. That's fine. I'll be out at 5:15. Nope, it's taking me even longer. Alright, 5:30. Shouldn't be too much longer. Nope, I have a new incident to respond to. Might as well respond to it since, I'm here. I'm by my laptop. It's one of my interns. Oh, look at the time. It's 5:45. Alright, well, just need to finish this one task. Oh, nope, one more thing popped up. Now I'm here till 6. So, that extra hour means a lot to me because that's an extra hour of decompressing. My transit is 30 minutes, you know what I mean? So, I have to be in the car for 30 minutes. That's 30 minutes of work in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm tired. It's been a long day. And, truthfully, when I get stressed, I don't really sleep like that. You know what I mean? I don't really sleep like that. I don't really be in the best mood to be social. So, I've been meeting a lot of new people. I haven't really been following up with people. I'm sorry, guys. I be busy being stressed. I'm trying to work on being able to decompress more, but it's a process, right? It's definitely a process. So as I'm processing the fact that I'm about to be here late as fuck. I'm like, you know what? Let me go ahead and get my black ass up out of here. Finish my task. Close my laptop. Tidy up my desk. I'm gone. Power walk into the car. I'm ready to be gone. Like, it's nobody left in the office. My manager done left. It's like a few people coming in and out. Right? Okay. I'm going to my car. And I parked by the curb. Now, some of y'all know how parking lots be when they have like those little islands, right? With the trees on planted sometimes. Go to my car, and the branches from the tree is a bit restrictive, and me standing there. Why did I park there? Why did I get out the first time? I don't know. I was just trying to get back to work and park. So I'm standing on the curb, trying to open it, and I misestimated how far my car door swings out and how hard I had to pull the car door to, get past the branches. So I'd swing the car door out, and the corner of the car door hits the corner of my cranium, and I lean back like, oh, in pain, nigga. Like, I am hurt, bro. Like, suffering. And I almost said fuck. I was like, oh, and I realized I'm still in the parking lot. I'm like, I don't want nobody to hear me say fuck at work. I'm trying to be professional. So I'm thinking to myself, nigga, this really fucking hurts. Oh my God, I hope this isn't a concussion. I really hope this isn't a concussion. Holy shit, I hope this isn't a concussion. I could be bleeding. Am I bleeding? I'm thinking all this shit to myself like, I don't think I'm bleeding. And then I look down at my hand, and it's covered in blood. And I'm like, that's blood. I'm bleeding. I might die here. So I go in a full response mode. I'm like, all right, blood. It's coming from my head. Let me cover up. I'm walking back to the fucking office. I'm like, all right, I need to do something. Because I'm kind of in like panic mode. Just fucking bust my head open, G. So as I'm walking up to the office, I realize I left my fucking security badge at home that day. The security badge that lets me buzz into the office. I've been buzzing into the front desk the entire time. The front desk lady wasn't there anymore. It was after hours. So I'm walking up to the door. I'm thinking like, what am I going to do? I can't get inside. I'm bleeding. I can't think right now. It's coming from my head. What the fuck? Thankfully, one of the execs was there. He saw me. I called out to him. I was like, help! I hit my head hard. Call the ambulance. I'm bleeding. And he's looking like, oh, shit. Oh, you, okay, damn, shit. So he runs to grab me a towel. And someone else pulls up. I think he's like a security guard. I don't really know. It's my first time meeting him. Good Samaritan. Well, we don't call him Sam because he was a good Samaritan. Sam pulls up. And I see Sam. I'm like, I hit my head. I'm bleeding. I need help. He was like, oh, shit. Well, here, man, sit down. So the exec comes back with the towel. I turn to Sam. I'm like, Sam, my phone is about to die. I need to call somebody. My charger, grab it from my car. So Sam, he goes to my car, grabs the charger, equips me, and now I'm sitting here, right? I'm like, okay, I need to call my mom first. Because, shit goes wrong. First thing niggas do is call their mama, folks. Like, if you got a good relationship with your mom, cherish that. Shout out to you, Ma. If you listening to this, I love you, mama. But yeah, man, like, I was really scared. I called her, and I didn't want to scare my mom, so I just told her straight up, like, hey, Mom, I hit my head bad. It's bleeding. I'm going to the hospital. I'm okay. I'm just letting you know so that you can be informed, and I will keep you in the loop. And she handles it like a G. She's like, do you want me to come down there? I'm like, no, I think I can handle it. In reality, I'm scared shitless. I'm not even going to lie to you. But the adrenaline fact that I just did this shit to myself, I bust my own fucking head open. The fact that I just did this stupid shit really made me just not want to, I just gotta deal with this on my own. This was me. And it's just like a mixture of the embarrassment and the adrenaline. I felt no pain except my pride. It felt like my skull wasn't cracked open, my pride was. My ego was shattered. I just bust my own fucking head open trying to open my card. Gee, that would have been game over. Like, what the fuck? So, nigga, I'm sitting there, we waiting for the ambulance to come pull up. They say 10 minutes. I turn to my coworkers. I'm like, all right, look, can we please just like agree to not talk about this until I get back in the office? Like, look, I need a moment to come up with a lie, dog. This is bad. This is terrible, G. This is the dumbest shit that's ever happened. Niggas trying to help me feel better. Like, nah, man, it happens. Like, it happens. It's because it's the severity of the situation. I appreciate that. But, like, come on, dog. This shit was dumb as hell. Ambulance pulls up. They see me. I got the towel up over my head. I done got out my shirt because it's hot as hell. Y'all know it was hot as hell this last Tuesday. On August 2nd. You know it'd be hot as hell in the summertime in Chicago. Hot as hell. I had my button up on. I took my button up off. I don't know where my button up is right now. I think it got covered in blood and now it's gone. I really don't know where my button up is. Truly. So, ambulance pulls up. They take a look at me. They're like, ooh, that looks bad. Ow. I can't even like contort my face for real. They're like, ooh, that looks bad. You're gonna have to go to the hospital. So I'm like, shit. Am I gonna need stitches? They're like, maybe, trying to be optimistic, positive, but I don't know what that fucking means. That's the sick breathe in they do when like they got some bad news to drop on you. That was some bad fucking news. I was gonna need stitches, man. I was like, how deep is it? They was like, about an inch. I was like, an inch? In my head? Hold on real quick. How deep is the human skull? I haven't even thought about this shit for real. 1 second. I'm about to Google this shit right fucking now. That shit is 6.5 millimeters. 6.5 millimeter stick. 6.5 millimeters to inches. What the fuck? 0.2! Something about that ain't right. Something about the math on Google ain't mathing. Because it's saying 6.5 millimeters is 0.2 inches. Now, if I put a full inch into my fucking head, that just emphasizes how insanely idiotic this shit was. Like, how the fuck does this shit happen, dog? Like this, what the fuck? I swear, bro, like I have so many stories about just like fucked up situations happening in some of the fucked up ways, and they're really funny stories, but they're so fucking embarrassing. Like, what the fuck? Like, this shit is embarrassing as hell. I had to get on the podcast and talk about this shit because it's funny as fuck, but it's embarrassing as hell. But this is the only way I can cope with the amount of stress and bullshit I'm dealing with. I have to turn it into quality content because that's what I love doing. I love podcasting, man. All that shit said, I asked the emergency response workers. I asked the emergency response workers, the ambulance people, the ambulancers. Hey, ambulancers. Ambulancers is a raw ass job title. I'm gonna call them that from now on. The ambulances. I asked the ambulances, how much is this gonna cost me to get driven to the hospital? Like, it's gonna cost you $2,500. I'm like, dog. And look, I have insurance, but I don't want to fucking take that risk with insurance. Y'all know how insurance companies be. You don't know how much that shit is until they charge you, and then once they charge you, you left with the bill. So I'm just like, how far is this drive to this nearest hospital, you say? Yeah, I drove myself to the hospital. They put a bandage on my head, wrapped me up real quick. I walked out the yard, the fucking ambulance, the ambulances pulled off. My coworkers looking at me like, "You're not going to the hospital?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm going. I'm just driving myself." I can't pay that. I'm not about to pay that right now. You kidding me, nigga? It's a recession. What do you mean? And they understood 100%. American healthcare. So, I'm driving. Keep my head tilted back because, you know, I am leaking-ish. But I'm wrapped up. I do feel it, though. So I'm driving, head back. I call some people, just let them know, like, hey, I'm going to the hospital. I had to cancel some plans, like, hey, sorry. Almost died. I'll keep you in the loop. I was literally texting like I was dying. Like, it was spaces in my text message, in my words and shit. Like, I wasn't typing for shit. I was bleeding. I was leaking out my fucking skull. Like, gee, whole ass gash. So, get to the hospital. Thankfully, my coworkers recommended I go to a better one instead of one the ambulance recommended. They said I was going to be up in there with the crackheads. The hospital I went to, they saw me very soon. They saw me with urgency, and I appreciated that. Now, when I say urgency, I don't mean to say like I was in and out. Like, I was waiting for a while. And you know that waiting period where you about to go into, some medical shit. See, my thing is, I have a phobia of needles. Genuinely, I can't fucking stand needles. I hate needles. The concept of a needle, just that slender metal object penetrating your skin, that shit is painful as hell. I hate shots. I had be taking my earrings out for work. I don't even have my fucking earrings. I don't even put them shits back in. My hole's done resealed. I don't even know if I'm gonna get them bitches re-pierced because I hate the fucking needle. I don't have any tattoos. I was a pussy about getting the vaccine. I'm not gonna lie about that. I'm a real nigga, but if it's one thing that's gonna turn me into a hoe, it's a fucking needle. I hate needles. I hate injections. I hate that shit. So the idea of getting stitches, getting sewn up by a fucking needle, a needle and some thread stitching my fucking scalp back together, nigga, that shit had me anxious as hell. So you know what I did before I went into the hospital? I smoked a blunt. I smoked the blunt to get the edge off. Look, I was scared. I was dealing with this shit all on my own. My mom sees this, she's about to be flabbergasted. But look, it all turned out okay. They got me in there. I tell the hospital workers what happened. I crack my head open on my door, and we're all having a nice laugh about it. I'm like, be honest, y'all, I know y'all have like HIPAA laws, so you can't really like confirm for real, but it's just not the dumbest reason you've had to see somebody get stitches. Like, I bust my own head open with my car door by myself, me. And we laughed, we chucked it, and the lady was like, no, I swear, car doors have been out to get people lately. It's been like 3-4 people, car door related injuries. Granted, it's been them slamming their fingers in their cars, but car doors, they're deadly. Yeah, the fuck they are, G. Them shits almost took my fucking dreadlock off, bro. Like, you see this shit? Nigga, this shit, the tape is on my hair. This shit is on my hairline, dog. This is a gash. I'm not even gonna show y'all the image of the injury because, I'm not about to put that shit on the internet for y'all. Maybe if I do a Patreon. Yeah. I don't have a Patreon right now, but if you cash at me $1, I'll let you see the injury, dog. The fresh injury. So they tell me, like, it's not gonna be too long of a wait because, with getting stitches, we gotta go ahead and, like, work on that. So the doctor gonna go ahead and see you. Maybe you might have to go wait out there for a minute, but just a minute. So I get up, I'm getting ready to go back out there. They're like, oh, wait, nope, you're ready, nigga. Come back. So I'm like, okay, let's do this. Didn't even get a chance to breathe, get some water to prep myself up. So I go in, I tell the nurse straight up, like, look, nurse, I have a phobia of needles. She's like, that's okay. We're cool here. You can listen to your music. I'm like, really? I'm getting stitches? That's insane. So, I've never got stitches before. This is my first time ever getting stitches. I said the title of the episode. First time ever getting stitches, right? So they tell me that they're going to inject a numbing cream into the wound so that I won't feel it, right? Shivers to my fucking chest. Needles, injections, like I don't care if it's a fucking numbing shit. Like I don't want to be injected with the shit. This shit is gonna hurt. So I'm like, okay, cool. It's gonna be a pinch. It's gonna be a pinch. I'm like, oh, just a pinch, right? Just pinch into my fucking exposed scalp with a fucking needle. But alright, cool. And then like after that, you won't even feel them stitch you up. You know, doctor gonna take a look, assess it, and then we're gonna go from there. So I'm like, alright, cool. So they take the needle, dab me up, shit stings a little bit. I'm like, ouch, needles, shit. Ugh. The shit is pain. Like I fucking hate noodles, bro. I can't exaggerate this even more. Like I'm literally death gripping the fucking bed. Like that mattress is fucked. Honestly, I'm surprised I didn't tear a chunk out of it. So he put it in. She's like, all right, wait here for a minute. Then I'm gonna come back and clean it up, and then the doctor's gonna see you. So I'm like, all right, cool. So she comes back, she's putting water in it, and like I really don't feel it for real. You know, I'm like, okay, this numbing shit really works. And then she taps me right about here. I'm like, oh, I felt that. She's like, oh, you did? I'm like, yeah, I did. So she fast feet it out that motherfucker. Like when I'm telling you, she took 3 steps and I was out that motherfucking door. It was step 2 out the door, step 3 corner gone. Like I'm like, oh, and then the doctor comes back around the corner like, all right, let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and get you stitched up and get up out of here. I'm like, okay, well something might not be right here, but fuck it, let's go, let's get it. That numbing shit, did it numb shit? I felt every nip and tug, nigga. Every snip, every stitch. I was like, oh shit, there's a needle in my fucking head. Gee, like, panicking. Thankfully, I had my AirPod in. So I had like, it was like 5 songs, so this is like a 15-minute procedure, but it felt like I was listening to a whole fucking album, nigga. Like I was in that bitch breathing, like just crying out to Jesus, dog. And you know what? I might be exaggerating a little bit because it wasn't like I was in blazing pain. Like imagine this was the 1800s. You would have just had to let me die. Honestly, like you ain't gonna stitch me up. Like I'm gonna have to bleed out, and it just is what it is. You feel me? Like I'm not dealing with that shit, nigga. You're not about to fucking cut my whole arm off because I have a wound on my finger and we don't have antibiotics, nigga. No, I'm gonna die anyway. Like what the fuck, nigga? Like, gee, I'm exaggerating, but you know what I mean. Like you can imagine. So yeah, every nip and tuck. He's like, okay, you gotta come back in about a week or so to get it removed. So I'm like, it's still not done. But they tell me, you know, just go to get your prescription at Walgreens. Which Walgreens you trying to go to? We're gonna send it there, pick it up, good to go. So I'm like, all right, I'll go to the one close here, because the one close to me, they closed already, right? So I get to the one close here, close to the hospital. These niggas fucked up my prescription. What the fuck, Walgreens? These niggas sent my shit to the wrong Walgreens and then gonna tell me that they ain't got the shit in the back. So you mean to tell me that y'all got a courier, a fucking delivery person taking individual pills from Walgreens to Walgreens? You ain't got a pack of pills in the back for me, folk? You ain't got one pack of pills, G? Like I just call the hospital, G. I just had surgery, folk. Like I just had my head stitched up. What you mean I can't get my painkillers? They're like, oh, you gotta come back the next day. I'm sorry, it's an honest mistake. And you know, I could tell the dude behind the counter, like he was like new-ish, so he really didn't know what he was talking about. I couldn't even be mad at him for real, but it was just like, what the fuck, man? So I'm driving home, no painkillers. Get home. My team gives me the day off. They manage the interns. And, you know, that brings me to the moral of this story. How important is it to prioritize self-preservation, self-care, and rest? You know, this episode is for all the strong friends out there. All my guys, gals, and non-binary pals who find themselves as the strong friend, you know, having to put on that smile, bringing the joy to the situation. You deserve a break. You deserve a break. Even if this podcast episode, I hope this podcast episode is giving you a break of enjoyment in your work day, in your day-to-day day. If just after work, you're relaxing, if you're driving, you know what I mean, your daily commute. I hope that this is giving you some form of a break, some reprieve, because, hey man, that shit adds up. You know, the stress of life and work and having to, you know, maintain the daily obligations of capitalism on top of trying to be a good friend. Like, I saw someone post today, some shit about good souls and pure souls and innocent souls are never that by design, it's by choice. Like, it's always like some fucked up shit that happens where people choose to be that good. And I agree. I do think there's some people who, you know, might be born more pure, but that's because of the surroundings they're around. You know what I mean? Like, and that's not real for a lot of us. A lot of us are born in situations. I'm sorry guys, my eye gets a little dry. This could have been a lot worse. Can I just take a minute and be grateful? This could have been my fucking eye, or my actual dreadlock. I have to remove the the patch today because it has to get air. So I don't know how big the stitch is, but I sincerely pray it's not in my fucking hairline. I had to push back my retwist, so I'm gonna be bunned up for a minute. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. It is what it is. I say all that to say, check on y'all strong friends, because what happened to me was that stress was building up, and I'm not about to put all the blame on my job. I'm not. I don't want this to come off as that. But I haven't. It's been crunch time. It's been an intensive period at work, and I haven't had much capacity for reprieve because, you know, stuff out here for everybody, bro. Gas is expensive as shit. Life is tough out here. So to all you strong friends out there, all you creators, all you passionate folk, keep going. Keep going, man. Like, this isn't me just trying to tell you to just be strong for the sake of being strong. This is me telling you that your strength is building up to that day of rest. You know, and it doesn't make you weak to turn away from some things to preserve yourself. I had to take that day off of work. I needed a day to breathe and just let this wound breathe. You know, and when this intern program slows down, I'm gonna take some more time to take care of myself. Like, you know, enjoy some more leisure time. Haven't had a lot of time to create, and I miss creating. But I'm gonna do that. I got a lot of big plans that I'm about to execute. You know, friendly folks to the moon. You know what I'm saying? So, the importance of self-preservation is seen in how we live our lives. Like, we're bigger than just our jobs. We're people because of people. Human beings are social creatures. So, like, you're the strong friend because you're the strong friend. You're a friend. Like, you're a good person. Like, you have to be a good person to be a friend. You have good karma coming your way. All these challenges that are coming at you, yeah, they beating your ass. I'm not about to sit up here and say they're not. But you're surviving because you built like that. If it was anyone else, they would have folded. Anyone else would have been the strong friend. If everyone else was built like you, you wouldn't be the strong friend. You would just be the friend. You built different. So take some pride in that. And you know, I'm not saying this to say if you don't necessarily identify as a strong friend, that's not to say that you're weak. It's not that. It's not. But if you know that you have a strong friend, check on them. Ask how they doing, man. Because if it's one thing that I've appreciated about this, like I said, man, the most painful thing about this has been my pride. When I told my core group about what happened, I've received nothing but kindness and consideration. And then one nigga made a fucking meme out of me. But outside of that, kindness and consideration, man. Like, niggas was really concerned for my well-being and, like, made sure I was in a good state before I started joking. And, you know, I'd cope with humor, as most niggas do. You know, so I'm grateful, man. Grateful for the people in my life. I'm grateful that I'm alive. I could have fucking died. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. It didn't look good for me, G. Like, oh my goodness, man. Like, oh my God, what happened to Nelly? Y'all would have been singing about me, fo. Dead. G. But thank God that I'm here, right? So, you know, I'll make sure to get some rest too. Make sure that I heal properly. Not gonna do anything to exert my wound. And yeah, man, that act of self-preservation is also doing things for yourself. I love podcasting, so I had to go ahead and, you know, record, get this out there, because, you know, the goal is recording consistent content, giving y'all consistent content. I thank y'all so much for the love and support and all the concern about the wound. Even for those of y'all who said y'all don't care about the full story, patching. You didn't even see the patch at first. You just said you didn't care. This is my patch, right here. Y'all remember that one line? Like, like, oh, this your hood? This your hood? What they call you? Patch? You on some shit, Patch? You on some nut shit, Patch? I'm on some shit right now, man. I'm on the Friendly Folks podcast, man. Thank y'all for supporting. If y'all haven't already, leave a like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that shit. Thank you for all the support. Let me know, man. Am I a stupid nigga? Am I a dumb bitch for this shit? Is this the dumbest shit you've ever seen? Or is this a genuine case of accidents happening? I think it's a genuine case of accidents happening because, you know, self-preservation is also being kind to yourself. My strong friends, my strong people, be kind to yourself. You doing the work, man. Woman, they, them, pronoun, gender neutral pronoun, you know what I mean? Like, you doing it. So, yeah, man. It's another episode of Friendly Folks Podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm your boy, D.ALonzo Lang, and I'll catch y'all next time. Peace out.